This is what I'm talking about. There's been things that people have been hiding in the background, things that even we were not quite expecting. The Scarlet is going to be the pick.
That Scarlet pick, there's been a lot of talk because she just recently got a ton of changes to her, improvements to her hitboxing, a bunch of damage and force changes in the recent balance patch. So it's been a hot topic with a lot of the players, and I'm not too surprised to see simpLe pulling it out.
Yeah, it's one of those things where coming into this, a lot of people were talking about Scarlet. There was a lot of people who were saying Scarlet might be the meta pick, but we hadn't seen one until now. All of a sudden, simpLe is busting it out, showing his huge pool of characters. Like I said earlier, he had the Brynn, he had the Diana, and now he's got the Scarlet.
Ooh, going for that neutral signature, that's what a lot of players have been talking about, it covering a lot of that grounded area, but Blue having no trouble just dodging through it. He's got a little bit of the damage lead, but Scarlet, I mean, she's got so much force. She does a ton of damage in no time at all.
She definitely hits incredibly hard, but she is the one on the receiving end of all this damage coming out from Blue. No weapon in hand for simpLe. Trying to dance around, does pick up this Lance, but he's sitting on the side.
All right, so Lance versus Sword in this matchup. How do you feel? What is the Lance player really aiming for?
Well, the Lance that I generally see is very horizontal, right? You'll see players go for a lot of those air approaches, the Sayers and Dares, which means if Blue was going to go with that Sword, he could have gone underneath, maybe tried to catch him with the neutral signature, great anti-air tool, but it looks like he's going to swap over to this bow, try to use that range advantage, downlight, fantastic for poking if simpLe tries to stay grounded. Or maybe Blue's just going for the weapon toss game, just swapping it up, trying to keep simpLe at a distance.
I mean, keeping that distance game, pretty smart play, especially since Scarlet, she's got the two largest weapons in the game. She's
Great
going
hitboxes
to be
for throwing.
Yeah, from so far away. But you know what? simpLe down in that barbecue sauce color, almost getting knocked out, clear across from the other side.
Weapon toss will do it.
That's it. First stock going the way of Blue. How much can he push this advantage?
And I love the safety of that. He went for the weapon toss, didn't try to challenge a hammer. Hammer recovery, great for turning around situations. But the unarmed side heavy coming out from simpLe with this high force character is going to take out Blue on this Koji. Keep the stocks even, keep the health even.
All right, Blue really just trying to press that speed of the unarmed to break in that spacing that the Lance has. You know, a lot of players, you were talking about it being very horizontal weapon. And Blue really aiming for these diagonal approaches. He goes just from up above, trying to find his way in against these side lights and side airs, two of the most dangerous attacks from the Lance.
But so far, they've been trading back and forth. Every time Blue gets an approach, he gets a tap onto simpLe, and simpLe able to hit back, but he's going to swap over to the hammer with that neutral sig, immediately throwing it out, expecting Blue to challenge from above. Looking for the stomp into the setup, but Blue really respecting the distance on that collab.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Keep that movement. Keep it fluid. Don't get caught. Oh, perfect dodge.
Blue is ready for this matchup. He knows exactly where these hitboxes are, and he has outspaced all of these neutral sigs. simpLe went for a side sig earlier. Blue was able to avoid it. He is playing this matchup so incredibly well.
All right, opting to stick with the bow. He knows he's got simpLe unarmed, and that's exactly it. Playing that range game. We saw him doing that up to this point in bracket. A lot of that spacing out, maximum range for the downlight, so that way you can hit those combos.
And he knows all of his bow combos. Goes for the sidelight into the downlight. simpLe ready to dodge out, but Blue with this weapon advantage over simpLe. simpLe doesn't need a weapon. Goes in with the side heavy.
Oh
neutral
my gosh.
signature. The hammer finally connects and takes out Blue.
All right, quite a bit of damage to make up here, but you know what? We were talking about Scarlet. Tons of damage, tons of force. She only needs a couple hits to bring this even.
Yeah, a great string here from simpLe. Could really even this up. If he gets a sidelight dare into a follow-up read, catches Blue, could be enough, but simpLe starting to bleed out here. Very close to kill percent. Blue really respecting the distance.
Oh, up off the top. That downlight comboing right into the neutral air. Great follow-up. Blue securing game 1 in winners finals.
And it's going to be on simpLe now to make the adjustment. Is he going to swap back to the Diana? Is he going to swap over to the Bodvar that we've seen him play back in 2018? Is he going to go with the Brynn that we saw at the start of this tournament? I'm really curious to see what the adjustment is going to be.
And I wonder if he's going to try picking a stage that's got a little bit more area for movement than Mammoth Fortress. Because, I mean, Blue with that bow can just cover so much ground.
Well, to your point, I'm surprised that simpLe didn't try to go for maybe a smaller map, one that Blue can't really distance as much. Like, at the very end of that last game, we saw simpLe come in, try to chase with the sidelight, and Blue really put the distance on him, dashed far away, turn around downlight.
I guess, Blackguard Keep, it does afford a little bit of safety. That platform on the left-hand side gives him somewhere else to recover to. So that way he doesn't fall prey to just the downward bow throws.
Oh my gosh, and this is the simpLe Diana that we saw earlier. He is so great at punishing dodges. If Blue makes a bad dodge, you know simpLe is going to try to catch him with the downlight into the neutral sig, and Blue can't touch the wall. simpLe with the kill.
Man, that snipe just sent him just far enough to not be able to clip that corner.
Yeah, it sent him under the map, so he couldn't go straight up. He opted to go, okay, I'm going to follow this momentum, go to the right side, but he just didn't have the movement. simpLe with a fantastic edge guard with that down air.
And I mean, that was such an early stock. Very telling from how game one went. I mean, complete turnaround.
That's this swap back to this Diana.
Ooh,
great pickup. Downlight into neutral air. Blue trying to respond, but almost a full stock advantage to simpLe right now.
All right, simpLe now with his back to the center of stage. We're going to see him go for less of those down signatures. You know he really wants those when he's pressed against the edge.
Oh yeah, those turnaround down signatures, Diana can do it with both weapons, bow and the blasters. We saw earlier on in the tournament, Heisen was able to use it to his advantage. simpLe, very patient, but he gets caught. The recovery gets beat out by the ground pound.
That's what I love seeing. You know, that blaster's recovery, it goes really far. It's got a ton of active hitboxes on it. But if you just wait towards right at the end, you can just stomp right on him.
Catch him right after that last blast. simpLe really sticking onto this wall. Blue's not letting him come up easily.
Man, this bow mirror match, and simpLe just seems to be winning out most exchanges.
But Blue did a really good job evening this up. The nair juggling coming out. simpLe can't land onto that soft platform. Oh, and he goes for the downlight into the neutral sig. Blue's ready for it. Nice wake up down air. He just helped Blue out! Blue was falling to his death, and he tried to go in for the ground pound, and Blue able to come back up off the chase dodge from the nair.
I don't care how many times I see that. I will love it every single time. Those clutch hits right before you're getting knocked out to activate that chase dodge and recover.
Oh my gosh. Just that last-minute save tech. Weapon advantage goes to Blue. simpLe not able to steal it out, and at this point, whoever gets the stock gets the momentum of this game.
But I mean, simpLe, even with Scarlet last game, he fought incredibly well unarmed.
Nice dare.
More than happy to go for those haymakers, the dive kicks if it needs be.
So a similar angle there for the unarmed down air as well as the bow down air.
Oh, yeah.
And that's simpLe just kind of knowing that angle really well. That's the third time Blue has basically been dead to rights off of it. But Blue, really good job. Picks up that recovery, going to take the weapon advantage, delay the spawn by juggling that weapon, and then trying to keep simpLe from picking one up.
All right, down at final stock here of Game 2. Now, this is winners finals, so we're running a best 3 out of 5 set here, correct?
Yes, I believe it is best 3 out of 5. So even if simpLe falls here, he's got one more opportunity to make some sort of adjustment in his playstyle, in his characters, or in his maps, but it seems like this isn't what he wants to do. He really wants to even up the games here. Nice downlight, goes for the neutral signature again. Blue has been watching the tapes, has been watching his previous games earlier today because simpLe has been going for that, and Blue is ready for it.
Man, that defensive throw just trading with that bow downlight, keeping this so even. Orange for both players, bow versus bow.
But this is such a scary spot if you're Blue, right? Because you have this pressure on top of simpLe, right? You had him over on this left soft platform. But if you make the mistake of getting too aggressive and simpLe catches you with the down sig, you're done for. Suddenly, it's over.
That's definitely one of the main moves of Diana. Oh, no. Catches the dodge out. Blue going down. simpLe tying the set up 1-1. The Diana pick definitely paying dividends here.
30 damage difference. That was incredibly close. And the damage advantage was to Blue.
Oh, there's that snipe there. And I mean, damage advantage to Blue doesn't really matter when simpLe just has the surgical precision where it needs to be.
Those down airs from simpLe have been on point. We just saw that unarmed down air. This final stock wasn't off of a down air, but it was off a down light. Similar inputs, right? Down.
It's always that diagonal,
yeah,
you know?
It's the diagonal.
simpLe, just a
the
simple
diagonals.
It makes so much sense.
It's almost like we planned it. All right, map pick. What is Blue going to go with? Is he going to go back to the Blackguard Keep, say that he's confident in it? Is he going to go over to Thunderguard Stadium? We've seen both of those maps quite common in this Winter Championship. Oh, it is going to be Thunderguard.
Thunderguard, all right. So this one does have a ton of different avenues for recovery. It's got that pit in the center, so you essentially have 4 different walls on the stage. And that pit can be insanely scary, especially against a bow player. Since like the down air, the side air, you're just bouncing them off of the walls in there.
But it is going to work out a little bit for Blue. If simpLe hits that diagonal underneath, he doesn't have the issue that he ran into with Blackguard, where he had to go all the way out to the far side. Instead, he can go into that center channel if he wants to. Big punish! But it's not enough, not quite enough damage onto simpLe. And there we talk about that pit. simpLe was able to move into that center channel, so we didn't have to challenge Blue.
Man, I got so scared there, but this is what you see. These players, they hold on to their resources. Don't spend your recovery early. Don't spend all your jumps early.
No panic jumping here. simpLe again going for that downlight into the neutral signature, but Blue has been on point, avoiding all of them but one.
Ooh, Blue just dodging recovery, answering with one of his own, pouring on the damage. Hold the charge! simpLe
Caught him!
Out of here!
What a call out from Blue, just held the charge. Most of the time when a player does that, that's because they're panicking and they're deer in headlights, but Blue was ready and waiting for simpLe to come down to punish. Just caught his feet with that shot.
Get that extra strength. I mean, it grows in force and damage the longer you charge it.
Now he's got simpLe on this right side. simpLe barely able to touch down on the ground, and he's starting to take so much damage from Blue. Nice airs. Needs more.
Man, absolutely commanding. You know, we didn't see Blue play too much of sword. He was favoring bow in that last match, and I think this is just working out fantastically for him.
This is the adjustment from Blue, maybe recognizing that he can't quite win out in the bow mirror match against simpLe, but he doesn't have to play the mirror match. He's got a second weapon. Offstage opportunity here. Blue's going to wait for simpLe to come up and punish.
Oh, wow.
Went a little early.
Send him down the pit. Ooh, simpLe getting
Good
just
dodge.
around that bow.
Really good movement there in that pit.
Sword side air. Oh, getting through the dodge follow-up. Just sending him away again and again. And you know what? Blue finally losing his first stock, but that's fine. He brought simpLe into his last breath of that second stock.
I really like the way Blue played that offstage as well. He didn't go over aggressive. He really took his time with it. He was just like, I'm going to hit you off. I'll wait for you to come back. Eventually, you're either going to die because I'm building up so much damage on you safely, or because you're just going to get hit by one of these weapon tosses that I'm doing.
Oh, neutralite from clear across the other side. And, you know, that kind of patient play, that's what you get to do when you've built yourself such a lead. The leader has the right to play patient.
He gets to really set the pace of this match, and it's on simpLe to try to get that turnaround. Big opportunity. Couldn't quite catch the side air, but that was almost massive for simpLe.
Oh, hunting with the sword. Not falling prey to simpLe's down airs this time. The hot swap over to the bow, getting that extra range.
I really want to see simpLe force Blue off stage. If simpLe can get Blue off stage, I think he has the advantage over Blue, and you're seeing him go for those reversal sigs with the down sig.
Yeah,
I mean, really respecting it.
That's going to be simpLe's route back to win this matchup. But, I mean, Blue is way too well aware of it. Any Diana player isn't going to be searching for those down signatures. They want those quick reversals. But, I mean, Blue, he's just not going to bite.
Blue just shoving simpLe off stage. Nice weapon toss straight out.
Oh.
Blue goes over the corner. Back up onto the stage, but Blue again with a full stock over simpLe. simpLe really trying to dance around underneath Blue. Goes for the side sig. There's the punish. Downlight into neutral air. Not going to kill for blue.
It's not yet enough. The neutral light, not yet enough. But each one bringing him closer and closer. How is simpLe still alive?
Oh, the weapon toss.
Oh, the double.
Oh, no. Blue with the weapon tosses. 688 damage is how much simpLe was able to tank, or how much Blue is just willing to put this damage out safely, rack it up, not even worry about it. I think it was close to 300 above simpLe.
I mean, look at this. After this crazy read here with that charged up signature, Blue was just like, all right, I've got the advantage. Let me keep building this up. This is my game to win. I'm not going to give you an inch. And don't give him an inch with the double. I mean, he turned it on so fast, that last stock. The last 30 seconds were a blur.
And here we see simpLe making another adjustment. Going to be swapping over to the Hattori, and maybe that's what it really comes down to, is keep up this character swap that he's doing and keep Blue on his toes. Don't let him adjust to the character picks. But eventually, simpLe's going to run out. He's burned through his Scarlet. He's burned through his Diana now. We saw his Brynn earlier, so that's potential. He's going to have that spear crossover to the Hattori right now.
Yep.
And now we're seeing his Hattori, and we know in his past he's had a Bodvar. So he still has a couple of characters, but at what point is Blue just going to say, I know you. I don't care about your characters. I just know what I need to do to beat you.
Yeah, so I do wonder about this Hattori pick. You know, you said it's got that spear crossover, so he gains that range advantage. He's used to playing spear. We've seen it before. But is there something to it about the Hattori speed? Oh, no.
He's dead. He let him up! Blue!
Just enough.
Blue had been playing that so incredibly well, had not been touched at all. Was one hit away from finishing off simpLe, but simpLe with a great return to stage. Got that wall touch. Ooh, almost slipped there.
Man, Blue has such an advantage here in the early game. This is looking incredibly tough for simpLe. I really don't know. Blue just carrying over all the momentum from the past game.
Man, he is just sticking to his guns, man. Well, sticking to his bow and sword, to be more precise.
I mean, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
It seems to be working out well for him, and especially this edge guarding style that he has. He knows simpLe is incredibly great off stage, but Blue just commands the neutral so much better, and that's where he's going to bring the match.
And the thing is, he doesn't have to go into the offstage. He knows that there's an inherent timer with that wall slip, and eventually simpLe is going to have to come up. So Blue just plays his own game. He's like, I'll just play the neutral. I will just wait you out, win in the neutral every single time, and I'll chip away at you until I win the set.
I mean, it really has just been happening time and time again. simpLe now trying to find some of these answers, but I mean, he's only pushed Blue into the orange. This is quite the hill to climb this early in the game.
Edgeguard opportunity for simpLe, but Blue able to skirt around the corner.
Oh!
Side sig turns around. How is he going to finish this stock? Blue using that weapon toss to put simpLe into a little bit of hit stun. Blue back onto the stage.
Man, this is why the Shipwreck pick is so dangerous, because we know simpLe loves that off-stage play. And that's where he's going to excel. That's where he can get some of these kills onto Blue. But, I mean, if Blue's just happy to sit on stage, that is just so much risk that simpLe is adopting.
There is so much on stage for Blue to really sit on if he wants to. This is what I was talking about with the map picks, is I'm surprised simpLe left Blue with this option, because there's just so much distance that Blue gets to play around with.
Oh. Yeah, and I mean, simpLe, he was able to clean up that stock, but he is still so far on the back foot. Blue just hunting for the KO. I mean, if he gets another one of those charged signatures, that could just spell lights out.
simpLe is very close to death here. But Blue, not really the type of player to go for the quote-unquote optimum kill option, where he'll go for a signature when you're at 150. Instead, Blue will just chip away at you.
Oh, yeah.
Throw you off stage and wait for you.
All right, now here's the chance where simpLe can really excel. He's got a bit of that rage advantage. He finally has that spear. Spear has crazy strings. He can pour on a ton of damage. That's where the comeback factor is.
But he hasn't been able to maintain control of that spear. That time, he went for the weapon toss to try to open up Blue, but before he could pick it up and go for like a follow-up neutral light, Blue was already awake and hitting at simpLe again.
Ooh, Blue finding his way up around that corner. The bow recovery, such a great one to just clear your way back to stage.
Comes right over that corner. If you're too close, you're going to get caught by that bow recovery. But simpLe doing a really good job of starting to play Blue's neutral, right? He's starting to chip away at Blue's health and get it a little bit closer. Blue not quite in that kill percent. And to simpLe's advantage, he will be able to kill once Blue is at that kill percent. He's a little bit more aggressive with those kill options.
Yeah, so, I mean, again, like, Blue, he has been so dominant here, but I've got to give so much credit to simpLe. He really is just shortening and shortening that gap as each stock goes on. Will that intersect with the end of this match, and he'll be able to take it? That's a tall order, because Blue is an absolute monster. Wow, going for another one of those signatures.
Almost caught simpLe there, too. That was not an iframe move. He just straight dashed in towards that side signature and was able to get behind Blue before the shot came out, but Blue's off stage. simpLe, can he finish this? Oh, the weapon toss up, and now Blue's over to the right side.
That is one of the best defensive options against things that don't have a lot of priority to them, not a lot of range, like that spear ground pound. Just one weapon toss at the center, and you're clear.
Side air. Blue still living.
He's way out far, though.
Nice weapon toss. Oh, Blue got the touch.
Man, that dive kick just saving his life, getting him back onto stage.
And this recovery, just the damage is adding up onto simpLe, despite the fact that simpLe did such a good job of closing the gap. Just there's such a huge lead for Blue.
I mean, he's got that crazy stock extension. He is not letting this one go.
Down light into neutral air. Gravity cancels the neutral light.
No sniping. My gosh.
And that makes Blue go into the grand finals. Guaranteed top 2. Fantastic neutral play. That's really what it came down to. If you ever want to study just impeccable neutral game, just watch Blue.
Oh, yeah. Every time. I mean, just look at the spacing. Look at the footsies. Just dropping down with that neutral air.